Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Fine?
Yes.
Alright. So let me mute the stream. Just 2 seconds.
Alrighty.
So first of all, my English sucks, so bear with me.
That's fine.
Um, okay, so as I said, I've had a couple, I would call that, sleep paralysis type of experiences.
Yeah.
Uh, it's always the same thing. It's when I wake up or, at a few hours before waking up, like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
this kind of time. Uh, it's a massive presence. I don't even know if it's human shaped. It's certainly like a shadow figure, in the sense that I cannot see exactly the outlines of it or precisely what it looks like. But it's a massive dark figure. And when I say massive, I mean like 8 feet tall.
Oh my
This type
gosh.
of massive, not just like a big guy, 6 foot or something. It's huge,
Mm-hmm.
and it feels like it's staring me down as I'm waking up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's focused on me. I can move, but it's like kind of as if I'm drugged or as if I was very heavy. Maybe I'm still half asleep or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it really feels like as if I'm drugged. I definitely can move, but it's like my body is, let's say, very very heavy.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's staring me down. It's like I feel it's very very overwhelming. Not necessarily scary, but I feel very powerless and
Now, when you
overwhelmed.
say when you say it's staring you down, can you see that it has a face and it's looking at you, or
Oh,
you just get the impression that it's staring you down?
I get the impression like it's right next to the bed, and it's like it's as if I can feel that its attention is focused on me.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, um,
I don't know. It doesn't feel necessarily, threatening. It's not like I'm scared, or it doesn't give me any panic attacks or anything like that.
hmm
But it's very overwhelming.
yeah, it sounds like it. So, how long have you been seeing this?
Last time it's probably been 2 years already, but I've seen it a few times. A few times, not exactly a few times. Maybe like 10 times total.
Throughout
Ten
throughout.
times total in my life.
So you've seen it throughout your entire life, though, when you were a little kid.
Maybe in the last 10 years, yeah.
Oh my
Not
goodness.
not not when I was younger. Yeah, like, right now I'm 29.
Mm-hmm.
It's been happening for a while. So, and it's not something like that traumatized me or anything like that. I don't, like I say, I don't get a bad feeling about it, but it's
Yeah.
still kind of spooky.
Mm-hmm. So can
And
you give
yeah,
when you
sorry, go ahead.
when you say you can't see the shape of it, are you just seeing it out of the corner of your eye, or are you just kind of getting a sense of its presence, or are
No,
you getting
I can definitely see it
okay?
in the corner of my eye, or I can't say that I've ever stared at it directly, but it's only because, of course, it could be my mind, playing tricks on me. This type of stuff is kind of
Yeah.
weird, but it's because my body feels so heavy that I can hardly turn around, or I can definitely move, but it takes so much effort and time. It's very complicated.
Yeah. So how long do these encounters last?
I couldn't tell. It's definitely not that long, but it's at least 5 minutes, I would say, at
Oh
least,
my
at the very
goodness.
least. But it's definitely not like 1 hour or anything like that.
Yeah.
Did you say
It's a
it's like
few minutes for sure.
Did you say it was like the same thing? Like every time does it look the same? Like the same feeling?
Yes, I get the same feeling as if I feel like I'm dealing with the same type of person, the same type of entity or whatever. It's the same presence.
Oh, does the entity like does it look the same each time, or is it different?
Yes, it feels like the exact same presence every time.
Mm.
It's massive, and what's interesting is that the feeling lingers. Like I will feel it around for like maybe a few days after I've had the encounter.
Wow.
Like it's felt even during the day. I mean, like I said, it's not exactly traumatizing. I don't like doesn't make me panic or feel exactly bad, but it still makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. I'm sure it does. That's really. I mean, see, for me that would be terrifying, but It's
It,
just
it's really it sounds weird, but it's really not. It doesn't feel threatening. It feels like it's there, and it feels like it's not hostile. It's just a presence. It's hard to describe, but yeah.
does it feel like it's a good presence or just it's just kind of neutral?
No, no, I would say neutral slash uh, maybe a bit hostile because it's like I said, it's overwhelming. It feels overpowering. I feel like I couldn't do shit about it if it wanted to mess with me. But it never did.
So what do you think this is? Do you think it's actually some entity there, or do you think it's just your mind playing tricks on you since you're still half asleep?
Yeah, I feel like uh, when I try to rationalize it, of course, I feel like it's my mind playing tricks on me. But because the feeling lingers for so long after, and I just feel like I get maybe that might sound weird, but a kind of a connection with it for a time, and then it fades
Yeah.
because it call it whatever you want, maybe plug into me or whatever.
Yeah.
I interacted with it, so I get some kind of link with it, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, a lot of people say that this stuff happens to them when they're, having an episode of sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, is it really just the mind playing tricks, or is it maybe your brain is, half in that state of being half awake, half asleep, where it's more in tune with these types of things.
Exactly. I think it's most likely the second thing, but some people are so I don't know the exact word in English, but so
Skeptical?
no, not skeptical, but the opposite actually. You tell them something
Gullible?
very yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
You tell them that exists, and the very next day they will have this experience.
Yeah.
This type of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know the history of where you live, like the house that you live in?
This one where I live right now is brand new. It's like 2 years old.
So this thing
the house is brand new.
this thing follows you around. It's not just happening.
Yes,
in one
it
place.
did. Yes, it did follow me to two different homes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something
Yes.
I hear commonly. Like a spirit could follow you.
Yes, I think it could very very well. Sorry, could. And I don't feel bad about it. Like I said, it's not exactly a good feeling, but it's something that I don't necessarily look forward to those encounters. But I'm not. I don't hate it.
Yeah, that's one of the most interesting things about it is like that's exactly what you said too. Is that the crazy thing is that it doesn't feel threatening, and
Yes.
that's the opposite of what a lot of people would think.
It's
Is,
like neutral.
Yes.
if this happened to them, like I think if this happened to me, I'd be terrified, but nobody knows until you have the actual experience yourself.
Yeah, I would have thought. I would have thought. Well, before I thought the same thing. Like if I seen something like that, I would have been terrified.
Yeah,
But I guess it really depends on.
just depends on the entity itself, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it maybe depends on the vibe they want to give, the what kind of the feeling they want you to experience. It's obvious. It's just like even if I can't interact with it, if you go with, and I don't know, I'm struggling here, but if you're aggressive at someone, it's the exact same thing. You can meet someone one day and you're having a good time. The person is kind and very cool and chill and stuff, and the next day you meet him and he's angry for some reason.
Yeah.
So basically it's the same person, but it just gives you a different
Different vibe.
impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we thank you, man. Thank you for sharing your story. That was
Yeah.
so interesting. And,
Pleasure.
Yep, and we'll be back on Friday at 8 if you can think of anything else. We'd love to hear from you again.
All right. I might.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for having me.